Hello and welcome to my channel Learn English. This is me, Mrs. Sheetal Jain Pillai, talking to you about summary writing and the importance on summary writing. This is on page number 135 in your textbook English Yuvak Bharati. So request all the students to get started with summary writing. Lesson number 3.1, the first lesson in writing skills. After this lesson, you would learn to define summary. You would understand the actual meaning of summary and the importance of summary writing. You would also know the do's and don'ts of summary writing, the different steps for creating a good summary, and there are two examples that we will be discussing. One will be a textual example and one will be an example which is taken from outside to give you a fair idea of how to summarize a given paragraph. First, what is summarizing or what is summary writing? Summarizing is an important study skill. It is a shortened version of a passage in one's own words. A summary always covers the essential points of the original passage. It presents large chunk of information in short, cohesive language. So the definition according to your textbook is a summary is a record in the reader's own words that give the main points of a piece such as a newspaper, article, a lecture, a passage, a chapter, or even a whole book. So basically summary writing is an important study skill. So if you are studying a subject and that subject the answer is very huge or very large and you are not able to remember it, one of the key skill to remember is summary writing. You need to understand what is summary writing in order to reduce the large chunk of information into short and cohesive language. That will help you in your studies further. So this is a very important skill, not only in your writing skill but in your life lessons as well. Discuss in pairs and guess the correct alternative for the following. To summarize means to recapitulate the main points in selection. Next, question number 2. The type of summary that consists of a paragraph to explain the main idea is synopsis. Next, there are various ways of incorporating other writers' work into your own writing. They differ according to the closeness of your writing to the source of writing. Match the ways of writing in brief given in column A with their description in column B. So column A talks about ways of writing and column B talks about description. Here the answers are matched beforehand. Summarizing means taking broader segment of source and condensing it slightly. Paraphrasing means including main ideas into your own words. Précis writing means including not just the main idea but every detail expressed clearly and to the point. Quoting means it must be identical to the original and match the document word by word. Editing means it includes selection of proper lines from the given text for correction, condensation and organization. Gist writing means it includes the most essential part or the crux of the matter. So how important is summary writing is coined by William Shakespeare with the help of a proverb or a maxim, which is brevity, which is also known as briefness. Brevity is the soul of wit. Wit means humor or wittiness. Brevity is the soul of wit is one of the countless maxims. Maxim can be also called as a proverb coined by William Shakespeare. It is relevant to speaking as well as writing. So, briefness is relevant to speaking as well as writing. Brevity or concision is the cutting out of unnecessary words while conveying an idea. It aims to enhance communication by eliminating redundancy without omitting important information. So, this is all about summary writing. You need to enhance your communication by eliminating unwanted things but keeping the important information. Summary writing is one of its kind that has been described as one of the elementary principles of writing. To speak what is required and to write what is necessary is a requisite towards the development of language skills. It is important to be brief in written expression, to express in brief the main points of a written record is the summary writing, and that can be developed by practice. Summarizing has a definite purpose. The purpose of a summary is to give the reader a clear, objective picture of the original text. Most importantly, the summary restates only the main point of a text or a lecture without giving examples or details such as date, number, or statistics. So basically, you need to eliminate whatever examples or details in form of numbers or statistics and just select the most important point to write your summary. Points that you need to remember for summary writing are: first, read your passage thoroughly and then go back and reread that same passage to understand the summary properly. Then you need to read the instructions. Find exactly what you need to summarize. What is the most important point and why you need to summarize it. Identify the main idea through the process of asking questions. Form short sentences on your own. Connect the sentences using linkers. Few examples of linkers are but, however, and. Next is remove redundant words and sentences from the key sentences. The example of redundant words is given in the exercise of brainstorming. You will understand what are redundant words. Next, you need to omit details. As explained in summary writing, you need to omit all the details such as numbers, statistics, examples, something that is not very important. You need to omit that and select something that is very important and avoid your own interpretation. So summary writing is basically just condensing the writing into a smaller paragraph so that the readers can read whatever is important. Don'ts of summary writing are just given in a brief format. You don't have to include anything. You don't have to exclude the important points. You don't have to add your own points. You don't have to comment on the summary, and you don't have to give examples. So this is don'ts of summary writing, which can be as simple as possible. So now this is the first example which is taken from the text, and this is a big paragraph which is on learning disability. We will read the entire paragraph and see how can we summarize by keeping in mind all the important points and rules for summary writing. Let's get started. Learning disability, which is also called as LD, is an umbrella term for a wide variety of learning problems. Children with learning disorder might be labeled as slow learners, but they are as smart as everyone else. They just need to be taught in proper environment conducive to their learning speed and level. Observation of a child over a period of time by parents at home and teachers in school can provide valuable information about the way a child is able to learn and function in all the ways that he should be able to at his age and level. There may be certain apparent problems while reading, writing, listening, speaking, reasoning, and dealing with maths. Once these problems are identified, it is time for proper investigation. It is important in order to clarify specific learning disorders and also rule out any other issue affecting the student's educational progress. Investigations may reveal various types of disorders like dyslexia, dygraphia, dyscalculia, specific reading disability, auditory processing disorder. Auditory processing disorder, also known as central auditory processing disorder, is a condition that affects the sound that travels unimpeded through the ear, is processed or interpreted by the brain. Individuals with APD do not recognize subtle difference between sounds and words. Dyscalculia is a condition that affects a person's ability to understand numbers and learn math, signs and symbols, while dysgraphia affects a person's handwriting ability and fine motor skills. Dyslexia is a learning disorder affecting reading and language-based processing skills like reading fluency, decoding, recall, writing, and sometimes even speech. Many aspects of speaking, listening, reading, writing, and arithmetic overlap and build on the same brain capabilities. It is not surprising that people can be diagnosed with more than one learning disability. For example, the ability to understand language underlines learning to speak. Therefore, any disorder that hinders the ability to understand language will also interfere with the development of speech, which in turn hinders learning to read and write. ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactive disorder, includes difficulty in staying focused and paying attention, restlessness, and difficulty in controlling behavior. There are many other learning disabilities that can be identified in normal classrooms at school level. Such problems can be solved to a great extent using various methods and treatments if diagnosed at an early stage. Inclusion in education is one of the ways to solve the problem of children with learning disorder. In a mixed ability classroom with effective teaching methods and conducive environment, a child with learning disability can progress in not only education but also social interactions. Implementation of inclusive classroom may vary, but the purpose will be achieved. Unfortunately, our country is less open to inclusive learning for children with LD. Unless handled efficiently, these disorders often transform to conditions like anxiety and depression. Parents, teachers, educators, and other stakeholders must insist on the need to uplift children with learning disability. These children need to be handled carefully in their own space. They need love, encouragement, and moral support so that they can emerge with great confidence, self-worth, and determination. So once we have completed reading our paragraph on learning disability, we must read the useful steps or the rules for good summary writing. First of all, you need to read the article twice. Next, you need to ask questions about the purpose of your writing. Identify the main points or idea. Write your rough draft. Revise your rough draft and edit it, and then write down your final draft. So let's see what are the main points of the summary writing in our next slide. So after reading the entire passage on learning disability and after understanding the rules of summary writing, this is a summary which only highlights the important points with an apt title. The title of this summary is Learning Disability Handled with Care, and the important points mentioned in this summary are: learning disability is an umbrella term for many learning problems like reading, writing, listening, speaking, reasoning, maths, and other physical and motor difficulties. So the entire first passage about learning disability is concised to just one point. These problems need to be identified and investigated. So here we have not mentioned about parents, teachers, educators, nothing. We have just mentioned about it needs to be identified and it needs to be investigated. A child can be diagnosed with more than one learning disability like dyslexia, dysgraphia, auditory processing disorder, etc. Such disorders can be dealt with using various methods in regular classroom. One of the ways is inclusion. Implementation of inclusion may vary, but it has a positive effect on the learning disabled. Though the idea of inclusion is not popular in our country, it can prove useful to handle such children. Along with the methods and techniques, the children also need encouragement and moral support to progress with self-confidence and determination. So you have seen how a passage with 2 or 3 paragraphs has just been concised to just main points to understand what actually the paragraph is talking about. So here the paragraph or the passage is talking about learning disability. What are the learning problems? What are the various learning problems? How can it be identified? How one learning disability can also affect the other learning disability, the processing disorder, and how it can be dealt with using a simple classroom method by the ways of inclusion, which is not popular in our country, but if adopted can lead to encouragement and moral support to progress with self-confidence and determination. So keeping in mind all the points, students, you need to summarize a given passage to just the main points which need to be highlighted. So let's recap. A summary can be used to summarize the information, to sum up the information, to present information concisely, to state the main and essential points without any detailed explanation, to refer to body of work, and to give example on several point of view on one subject. So if there are 2-3 examples of on the same subject, you just need to choose one main thing which can represent all the other points. Guidelines for summarizing a passage, as already mentioned in rules, is read the passage, note the keywords, main points, sentences of argument, brief outline of the passage, use the outline to form a summary, use your own language, some keywords and give a title, avoid technical language, use simple and understandable English, avoid illustration, examples, quotations, replace the long sentences with single words. For example, get to the point as quickly as possible is an example of redundancy as explained in the brainstorming exercise, can be written as get to the point. Write a rough draft, edit it and adjust it. The summary should always be written in third person. Compare the summary of the original passage for accuracy. Check the draft for spelling mistake, grammatical mistakes and punctuation. Remember, there is no specific length for a summary. It must only be brief and should have the essential main points. On this slide, given to us is a passage on sun. We need to read this passage and remember the important points that are required for summary writing and then summarize this passage accordingly. The sun. The sun forms an important part of the solar system. It accounts for 98% of the total mass of the solar system. The sun is not solid like the earth. Instead, it is composed of plasma. As a result, the sun rotates faster at its equator than its poles. It takes around 25 days to complete one rotation at the equator and 33 days one rotation at its poles. The major elements that constitute the Sun are hydrogen and helium. It is composed of other elements like hydrogen, iron, nickel, and oxygen. The visible surface of the Sun is called photosphere. It heats up to the temperature of about 6000 Kelvin. The core of the Sun, however, has temperature exceeding 13 million Kelvin. The Sun also has strong magnetic field that is responsible for effects such as sunspots, solar flares, etc. The Sun is the life force for Earth. The light from the Sun is essential for all living beings. It aids in the process of photosynthesis for plants. It also helps in the production of vitamins. However, excessive exposure to sunlight can create serious damage in the form of sunburn and cancer. The sun has been an important cultural symbol throughout history. The ancient Egyptian god Ra, for example, was considered the god of sun. So once we have read this passage, students, what we need to do is underline the important points and then summarize it, keeping in mind all the points that are instructed for good summary writing. Once we have read the passage on the sun, let's begin to summarize. First, we need to divide our passage into various categories. The first category, the first paragraph spoke about its elements. So what were the elements of the sun? The elements of the sun were hydrogen, iron, nickel, and it also constituted of hydrogen and helium. The other important points was about the number of days it takes for rotation, and it rotates faster at its equator than its poles. The next passage or category is of layers and temperature. The temperature of the sun is 6000 Kelvin. However, the core of the sun exceeds to 13 million Kelvin, and the sun also has strong magnetic field and is responsible for sunspots or solar flares. The next category is about advantages and disadvantages, which talks about how the sun is advantageous to living beings as well as plants, how it aids the process of photosynthesis, how it helps in the production of vitamins, and how it also gives us serious damage in form of sunburns and cancer. Next, how the sun is a cultural symbol because the Egyptian god Ra is considered as the god of sun. So now what we have done is we have highlighted our important points and also categorized our passage into different elements. Moving on, this slide shows us a fair summary with the title given Facts About the Sun. Now, how a passage is reduced to just 4 points can be seen on this slide. The sun forms an important part of the solar system. The sun rotates at the fastest speed at the equator, and the major elements are hydrogen and helium. So, the first paragraph is reduced to just 2 points. The core of the sun is hotter than the photosphere and creates effects like solar flares and sunspots. The sun aids in processes like photosynthesis and vitamin D and has harmful effects such as sunburn and cancer. It is also called as a cultural symbol. So a paragraph which had so many important points is reduced to the very important points, making it a fair summary. Coming to the first exercise in brainstorming, as we have successfully completed summary writing, students are supposed to do this question number 1 as a self activity where a paragraph on communication is given to you and student need to highlight the important points. The important points are already highlighted by me. So the summary writing can be written as communication is a part of our everyday life. Animals communicate both verbal and non-verbal interaction. Singing is a means of communication in animals. Male blackbirds often use their melodious songs rich in notes, encoding various kinds of messages to catch the attention of females and to warn and keep off other blackbirds from their territory. Large mammals in the ocean like whales, dolphins, porpoises sing too, according to the adventurous sailors. These sounds are surprisingly received by other mates as far as several hundred kilometers away. So what the students need to do is read the passage clearly and reread the passage in order to summarize according to the steps given and according to the steps explained. Coming to the second question of brainstorming, cut redundant words. Redundant words means two words that mean the same. We are often inefficient in our language, using more words than necessary. Consider the following phrases. Find 5 more redundant words. The first one, circle around, means circle. So we can simply write circle instead of writing the word or the phrase circle around. Similarly, write down can just be write. Added bonus can just simply be bonus. Get to the point as quickly as possible is really get to the point. Close proximity is close. During the course of is actually during. Some more examples of redundant words is add up can simply be add. Advanced planning itself means planning. All time record means record. Brief summary is summary. Free gift is gift. Find out many more examples that you can and write it down in your classwork book. One of the important information that we need to learn for a good summary writing is how to avoid adverbs, because adverbs clutter our copy and usually we can live without them. Here are some of the examples. That's usually a good thing can be simply written as that's a good thing. Second, that's good coffee. Instead of writing that's fairly good coffee, it means the same. Therefore, it is rightly said that adverbs clutter our work. I totally agree. Actually, I disagree. So what you need to do is just delete all these words which are in italics and rewrite the sentence in your fair copy. Thank you. One word substitution. One word substitutes are words that replace a group of words or full sentences effectively without creating any ambiguity in the sentence of the meaning. The first one, the life story of a man written by himself, is called as an autobiography. A sound that cannot be heard is inaudible. A list of books is a catalogue. A sentence whose meaning is unclear is ambiguous. Find as many examples as you can from the internet and make a list. So there are examples which you need to write down in your classwork book, students, is one who does not believe in God is atheist, one who is spiritually inclined is a pious person, one who does not express freely is called an introvert, one who is filled with excessive enthusiasm in religious matters is a fanatic, a person who leaves the country to settle in another is an emigrant. Today we'll be learning something new which is called as apposition. Apposition is nothing but a word, phrase or a clause used to rename or redescribe a nearby noun. For example, we can take this: Jenny, my friend from school, went to the Arctic. So we are describing Jenny as a friend from school. Therefore, we are renaming Jenny or redescribing Jenny, which is a noun, as a friend from school. The second simple example is Jaya, my old friend, is coming home. So Jaya is a name of a noun which is renamed or redescribed as my old friend. So apposition is a grammatical construction in which two elements, so if you can see the example, there are two elements here. Jaya is one element and my old friend is the second element. Normally is a noun phrase. My friend from school is a noun phrase which is placed side by side with one element serving to identity, the other in a different way. The first element, Jenny, is the identity of this person, and the second element is different from the identity. The two elements are said to be in apposition. Apposition can be used to make the compound sentence short and simple. For example, Neha is their eldest child and she is very intelligent is an example of apposition. We have completed types of sentences and transformation of sentences from simple, compound to complex. So here is a tidbit of the same, transforming complex to simple by using phrases to, or using noun phrases instead of a clause. For example, Nagpur is the city where oranges grow can be simply written as oranges grow in Nagpur. Second example, the old man is so weak that he cannot walk. The old man is too weak to walk. Next, change the following sentence into simple. Mr. Rohit is the member and he is also the director. Can be simply written as Mr. Rohit is the member and director. The room is so small that it cannot accommodate many people. The room is too small to accommodate many people. So what we really need to do is remove so and remove that and add to make the sentence into a simple sentence. Next, you have to prove that you are innocent. You have to prove you're innocent is a simple sentence. Next, he was late, so he walked in great hurry. Being late, he walked in a great hurry. Being late, he walked in a great hurry is a example of simple sentence. That's all for now, students. We have come to the last slide. Assignments. You need to read any book of your choice and write its summary according to the steps explained in the chapter, and also find out professions that require the skill of summary writing and editing. You need to write them down in your notebook. Thank you everyone for your keen attention. Please subscribe to my channel and stay updated. Thank you.